Welcome, everyone. I'm Mike.
I'm Ben.
I'm Ruben.
And I'm Michelle, and we're the host of the 4 True Crime Idiots podcast.
What's going on?
What's going on?
How's it going, guys?
How's it going?
Good.
How is everyone's weekend going?
Going good.
Yeah,
It's going good.
Guys, enjoyed the rain yesterday?
not really.
Oh,
Tired rain.
I did. I liked it.
We were out, so no.
I don't like rain.
there's a
Yeah.
crash on the expressway.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah?
Yeah, man.
really?
Well,
Have to get it. Yeah.
Was
Is
it
it that one?
busy?
I don't know. I didn't see the traffic was jammed.
All right, guys. Who are we covering today?
Ronald DeFeo.
Let's get into the Idiot Criminal Club.
Welcome to the 4 True Crime Idiots podcast, Idiot Criminals Club. And here is today's Idiot Criminal Club inductee. Take it away, Mike.
Mounties. U.S. driver with car full of cash and pot took wrong turn. He was arrested after accidentally joining line to cross into Canada by Rob Quinn, user staff, posted June 6, 2023. The Mounties say an American man entered the wrong GPS coordinates and accidentally ended up in Canada, which probably wouldn't have been a major issue if his car hadn't been full of cannabis and cash. In the press release Tuesday, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police said the driver took a wrong turn last month and ended up in the border lineup at the Rainbow Bridge crossing in Niagara Falls. As the driver had no passport, he was referred for a secondary examination, the RCMP said. Officials found around 400 pounds of cannabis in the vehicle, along with more than $602,000 in American dollars. The RCMP said the cannabis and currency was separated into boxes and vacuum-packed bundles consistent with those commonly used by drug dealers or money launderers. They described the find as highly suspicious evidence. The driver, 60-year-old California resident Andrew Lee Toppenberg, faces multiple charges, including importing cannabis and possession of proceeds of property over $5,000, knowing that all or part of the proceeds of property was obtained by a crime. In the United States of America, CP24 reports he was remanded into custody pending a bail hearing.
How do you take a wrong turn?
I don't know. Weird.
Well, they say it happens here, right? They say it happens in the southern border, right?
Oh, really?
You can take like a wrong turn,
And you accidentally end up
like the border crossing.
Oh, wow. I know that one time we were going to Haley's, I don't know if it was her graduation party or her baby shower. No, I think it was her graduation party
Uh-huh.
where she had it at.
Yeah.
And I put in the address in the Google, and it took me to over there where the skating rink was at, and it was across town.
Yes.
I was like, what?
electronics. Can't trust them
Yeah.
sometimes.
Not always.
Especially
Especially-
Google Maps.
Oh, I know. They say that there's stories of people ending up like where
Lost.
either lost or they take them to a road that has like
Shit haven't been used in a while.
hasn't been used in a while, and they say that it's probably where some of the crashes happen, like when they land like in lakes and stuff like
Yeah.
that, is because they went down a road that no one used anymore. It's crazy.
Yeah.
When we first moved into that place,
Uh-huh.
since it was new, you couldn't find it on Google Maps. They would take people to other cities.
Oh my
Oh
god.
wow.
That's
Wow.
funny.
It is.
And it was a older man too.
Yep. 60. The new 50.
400 pounds of weed.
I know, man. Where
Wow.
was he going?
Somebody's not getting some of the
So
Someone to get their delivered.
someone, yeah. Someone's connect waiting.
So much package didn't get delivered.
Yep.
Talk about bad luck, though.
And
Making
that
a wrong
cash.
turn with all that weed.
Yep. And money.
And the money, they said the money was laundered.
yeah,
Yeah, it could have been.
Wow.
considered money laundering.
Yeah, that's fine.
I wonder, like, if he really, whenever he gets out, what happens to him? Like, whoever he was delivering it to.
No, good place.
We're not going to use that guy again.
Nah, fine.
He probably took the wrong turn high.
Right.
Office on supply.
That's probably why he smoked some of that product.
He was tested so far.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the case now. Ronald DeFeo Jr. and the Amityville Horror.
Ronald Joseph DeFeo Jr. was an American mass murderer who was tried and convicted for the 1974 killings of his father, mother, 2 brothers, and 2 sisters in Amityville, New York. Condemned to 6 sentences of 25 years to life, DeFeo died in prison on March 12, 2021. The case inspired the book and film versions of the Amityville Horror.
Yeah,
And a lot of sequels after that.
sure.
Great damn movie.
Unneeded.
Huh?
Unneeded.
And yeah, I say they didn't need it. Did y'all ever watch part 2?
No.
It was weird. The way the brother kept looking at the sister.
I heard about that though.
Yeah, I was like, what in the world is going on here?
They made like, what's it called? What's that word?
Insist.
Yeah, they made like incest.
Yeah, it was like you could tell like he was like flirting.
Yeah.
I think she might look like she was flirting back too. I don't know. I remember watching it and I was like this.
That's weird. Yeah.
She adopted? I
Damn
was
weird,
like,
man.
what's going on?
I don't think I've ever seen that.
You
No.
never seen part 2?
I only saw the first one
Yeah.
and the remix.
Yeah. The remake with Ryan Reynolds was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's talk about the murders.
Around 6:30 p.m. on November 13th, 1974, Ronald DeFeo Jr., who was then 23, entered Henry's bar in Amityville, Long Island, New York, and declared, "You gotta help me. I think my mother and father are shot." Ronald DeFeo Jr. and a small group of people went to 112 Ocean Avenue, which was located near the bar, and found that Ronald's parents were dead inside the house.
So he was just trying to have a killer right there?
Yeah.
Like going in like that?
Yeah, damn psychopath.
Huh?
I'm guessing he didn't have any blood on him or anything to make him work. Did you?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Among the group was Ronald's friend Joe Yeswick, made an emergency call to the Suffolk County Police Department, who searched the house and found that 6 members of the family were dead in their beds. The victims were Ronald Jr.'s parents, Ronald DeFeo Sr., 43, Lois DeFeo Regate, 43, and his 4 siblings, Don, 18, Allison, 13, Mark, 12, and John, 6. All of the victims had been shot with a .35 caliber lever-action Marlin .336 rifle around 3 a.m. in the morning of that day.
So a lever action, you gotta like
It's one of those like a
Yeah,
cowboy.
to shoot it again,
Yeah, they shoot me.
and nobody heard anything.
Oh, I like that. No.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So maybe the bullets. Yeah, no
Yeah,
one-
like the shots,
Yeah.
and then by the time he has to like cock it and shoot it again.
Mm-hmm.
I always wonder about that. Like that Piketon County, that's what it is?
Yeah.
And I think they had said that the one where the girl was sleeping next to her fiance,
Huh?
and when they shot the fiance, that she moved, like,
But you gonna wake up?
but not wake up.
Yeah.
That's weird. I wonder you had to be in that deep sleep.
Hey, me, man, but I would hear a gunshot.
I would like
Yeah.
to think I would hear one
Yeah.
too. Wake up and be like, what?
Mm-hmm.
Unless they were awake when it happened,
True.
and he just demanded them to stay there.
Yeah.
Because I think in the movie they make it seem like one of the little boys did get up.
Oh, yeah.
But it might be another movie I might think about.
We might just, movies like to change.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Directors like to change things of the actual thing.
Well, it's like the Camp Kitty murder too. The little boys were upstairs and they were asleep through the whole
Yeah,
process.
it's true, yeah.
oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, remember we covered that case.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we did.
Just some deep sleep.
That's
Yeah.
one of the cases that sticks with me because
Yeah.
to this day no one knows who or why.
Well, they know who, probably.
Oh, they probably there's speculation of who
The neighbor, right?
the neighbor and his friend,
Yeah.
but they never were able to hold him accountable because there was a lot of
Plus they died, right? I think.
not only that, but they said that the police when they went into the crime scene they botched it.
The children had all been killed by single shots, while the DeFeo parents had each received 2 shots.
So the parents were the obvious main targets, I guess.
Yeah.
Since they got it twice.
Yeah,
yeah.
seems like it.
But if your problem is with the parents, why kill your siblings?
He's a psycho.
Yeah,
Sounds like it.
Witnesses don't want to leave any.
That's
probably.
true.
But how do you do it to your siblings?
Yeah.
Well, how can you do it to your parents to begin with?
Well, true. Don't get me wrong. That's
Yeah,
messed
Yeah,
up in its own way, but
but I mean, he had to
yeah, like real hatred.
snap really bad.
probably. That would have to be it.
I wish the movie talked about more of him than the Lutz family.
Well, okay, true. But they're just doing it with the ghosts.
Yeah.
The paranormal aspects.
Oh yeah. That's true, but that could have been part 2. Part
True,
1 could have
yeah.
been about
The case.
what made him snap. Just so we can know, like, because there's always talks about how they're saying that the Lutz family was lying about it,
Mm-hmm.
but just so we can see, like, they would have maybe helped their case a little bit
Yeah.
to say, like, for him to be like, well, yeah, that's what I went through. your husband was going crazy, like, that's the way
Yeah,
it happened to me.
that's true.
Did he ever talk about why he did it, the reasons for it? Or was it one of those cases where he just kept it to himself?
No, I didn't say like the voices made him do it.
I read something about voices.
Was this?
Yeah,
Psycho.
yeah. For your whole family, you're a cycle.
But I did read that he didn't change his story a few times.
Yeah.
Like majorly or just like little pieces here and there?
I think in some stories he involved like one of the sisters or something.
Oh, yeah, the sister.
Okay.
He changed his story a few times.
Mm-hmm.
According to Suffolk County Police, the victims were all found lying face down in bed. The DeFeo family had occupied 112 Ocean Avenue since purchasing it in 1965. The 6 victims were later buried in St. Charles Cemetery nearby in Farmingdale. Ronald DeFeo Jr., also known as Butch, was the eldest child of the family and its lone surviving member. He was taken to the local police station for his own protection after suggesting to the police officers at the scene of the crime that the killings had been carried out by a mob hitman, Louis Fellini.
So he was already making excuses or like,
Yeah, he was saying
not
something.
excuses, but accusations.
Yeah.
He was already trying to cover up his story.
The mob.
Mob.
Cover his tracks. The mob.
Well, why would he, I mean, obviously he knew a member of a mob.
Well, yeah, that didn't explain later.
Oh, okay.
However, an interview at the station soon exposed serious inconsistencies in his version of the events. The following day, he confessed to carrying out the killings himself, and Fellini, the alleged hitman, had an alibi proving he was out of state at the time of the killings.
So there was a
There was a hitman.
Yeah.
That's funny. I wonder if he.
I'm not doing this, eh?
He caved in real quick.
He probably figured if you tried to pull it on that guy, the guy was actually going to come and kill him.
That's
Possibly.
funny,
You know what I'm trying to get
yeah.
at?
It's
Okay,
funny how
never mind, I did it.
there really was a hitman.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was saying. Like, oh, wow, he actually knew someone that did that.
Yeah,
He must have been well known around that time.
you're right. It wasn't the Iceman.
Nope, he sure wasn't. Ronald told detectives, once I started, I just couldn't stop. It went so fast. He admitted that he had taken a bath and redressed and detailed where he had discarded crucial evidence, such as bloodstained clothes, the Marlin rifle, and cartridges before going to work as usual.
So he killed his family and then went to work?
Yep.
Yeah.
Got rid of evidence or the stuff.
Wow.
I wonder what made him confess.
I don't know. I wonder if the mob got a hold, that Fellini worked for got a hold of him at the jail cell and probably told him, you better say the truth or we're going to go get you.
But yeah, but he was out of state.
Yeah, that was, but probably none of the other mobsters were. I'm pretty sure there's more than one hitman, right?
No, Michelle, there's just one.
I mean, that or the cops probably told him, hey, your story's not adding up.
Yeah,
It's not even
that's
here.
more likely it.
It's not making sense.
Yeah.
I bet as soon as Fellini had his story and they saw that he was telling the truth, then they probably
confronted him with that.
questioning him a
Right.
bit more better.
Yeah.
Let's get into the trial and conviction.
Ronald's trial began on October 14th, 1975. He and his defense lawyer, William Weber, mounted an affirmative defense of insanity, with DeFeo claiming that he killed his family in self-defense because he heard their voices plotting against him.
There you go. Yeah, that's when he started using that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, he was saying that they were having, like, what, conversations of taking him out?
No, he didn't just heard voices and he said,
No.
Psychopath.
yeah, but that's what he was saying. I don't know if I believe him or not.
Yeah.
The insanity plea was supported by the psychiatrist for the defense, Daniel Schwartz. The psychiatrist for the prosecution, Dr. Harold Zolan, maintained that although Roland was a user of heroin and LSD, he had antisocial personality disorder and was aware of his actions at the time of the crime.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder if he was high when he did all that.
Man,
Yeah, but there's nothing wrong with being antisocial. I'm antisocial.
stop it.
Well, I'm being around people sometimes.
Well,
Well, I mean, family members, I don't mind being
yeah,
been.
man.
But, like, if you were to ask, do you want to go out or stay home? I prefer staying home. Is that considered antisocial?
That's weird.
You want to go have dinner? No, order in. I'll eat here at home watching my movies.
That's very weird.
Even when I did go out, I didn't really like being out. I was, like, ready to go home.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Very
But I've always been like that, though.
See?
I-
You're trying to be the most antisocial person.
But I think it all has to do with my anxiety, too. Because I can't be around a large crowd for some reason. It bothers me.
Well, we're going to factor your anxiety. I'm not having a group of people just, they want to put you in the middle of it.
Reload!
Yes.
You're in my space!
We're gonna have like random people to sit around.
Random guys.
I'm gonna be walking and a group of people are just gonna come swarm at me.
Like a Japanese subway train.
Oh god, those are horrible. Can you imagine? I'd be like this. He's
I don't mind being out, but there comes a point where like I just want to go home already.
Ben, you're always out, Ben.
man.
Stop.
I'm not.
Every time I ask you, I'm not home right now.
Well,
Every time.
that's not all the time though.
Every time.
It just so happens when you just ask me.
it's all like I'm just gonna say it now.
Yeah. No, I'll get to the point where I'm just like, okay,
Ready to go?
I'm ready to go.
Oh yeah, restaurants with me. Restaurants too. You're done eating. Let's go. I don't.
Oh man,
Yeah.
what's playing that one doing? Haven't been with
You
it.
just chit chat on the way home.
Biggies.
Let's go.
Right. Oh, we'll pick up some beer and we can talk there.
No.
Oh, chill.
Okay.
The trial's judge, Thomas Stark, declared that DeFeo's crimes were the most heinous murders committed in Suffolk County since its founding. On November 21st, 1975, Ronald DeFeo Jr. was found guilty on 6 counts of second-degree murder.
Second degree, not first.
I wonder why.
I wonder why. Yeah.
That what?
He was found guilty on second degree murder.
Should have been first.
Yeah.
Oh.
Maybe it's in Senate.
Is there a big difference between first degree and second
Yeah,
degree?
what's the difference between first and second?
Does first degree have to be
I
premeditated?
think I heard about it a couple of weeks ago.
Is it like Ben said, is it because it would be considered premeditated? And with this one it wasn't premeditated, he just went
Yeah.
crazy and
Yeah.
just started killing.
Okay, that makes sense.
On December 4th, 1975, Judge Thomas Stark sentenced DeFeo to 6 sentences of 25 years to life. Ronald was held at the Sullivan Correctional Facility in the town of Fallsburg, New York, and until his death. All of his appeals and requests to the parole board had been denied.
This dude was trying to get out.
Well, yeah, I guess anybody on parole would be wasting
Yeah, right.
their appeals.
Well, I'm surprised that he even had a chance of parole.
I'm surprised they didn't.
The death penalty?
Yeah.
Right?
Good
Well,
luck, man.
25. Like, I guess.
That's right. Oh, so he had a chance maybe for good behavior,
Or like parole.
right?
Yeah.
But it's 6 sentences of 25 to life.
So what does that mean?
I don't know.
Does he have just? I guess it's
So
like
Every 25 years he can do parole or try for parole?
I'm not sure. Well, you got charged 25 years each person, so
I just don't
Oh.
understand the 25 to life.
Well, I guess like Mike said, he got charged with 25 for each person.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's like 25 times 6 is what?
I mean, 25?
yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So either way, he's just gonna he's gonna be there for life.
I guess he did.
I hope he did.
I don't think he did because it says his appeals and requests were denied.
Yeah.
So I don't think he ever got to go to parole.
He tried.
He tried.
Well, they were denied, so he did.
So he did try.
Yeah.
But I wonder if it was because he was like being all good.
No,
So
I
they-
don't know.
I don't know how that works.
Yeah, I don't think that will work.
So maybe it was 25 to life with the possible parole when he was up for it. Maybe it was different back then.
25 to life makes it seem to me like if after 25 years he can go on parole.
Right, that's what I was
Possibly.
saying. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Of course he got denied.
So the first 25 years he did.
Yeah.
Is it actual 25 years he had to wait for parole, or maybe like
I
a
think
few
so.
years?
I think so.
25.
Well, I'm glad they denied him because I
Yeah.
mean,
Like 25 is possibly the minimum that he could serve.
Yeah. Now, if he was paroled in today's, I'm afraid they'll do this now.
You never know.
No,
I wonder if they did, and what if like the anniversary of the deaths he went to whoever's owning it at that time and tries to kill them.
Who?
Ronald
What he
DeFeo.
said? Was that prison?
Saying like if they had approved his parole.
Oh. No, I don't think so.
Let's get into the controversies.
All 6 of the victims were found face down in their beds with no signs of a struggle. The police investigation concluded that the rifle had not been fitted with a sound suppressor and found no evidence of sedatives having been administered. Ronald claimed during his interrogation that he had drugged his family.
So, he did?
I guess not. There was no evidence of it.
Yeah.
I don't know why he would claim that.
He didn't try to silence the gun, right?
No.
No.
So, no one heard the gunshots?
That's what I was saying
In the
earlier.
house?
Okay, but like that type of gun, is it loud enough to where everyone in the house can hear, or only
Pretty sure it would be loud enough.
so it is dead of night, right?
Yeah.
Probably have to be a deep sleeper not to hear it.
I was gonna say. Well, earlier they had said that there was physical evidence that suggests that Louise and her daughter were awake at the time of their deaths. So I guess they were awake. Maybe they were too scared to move or do it.
Maybe, but
Wait, were they found on their backs or on their stomachs?
I think everybody was found
Face down, right?
down, yeah.
Maybe they were awake, but there was nothing they can do. Maybe he kind of like held them down
True.
and they were struggling. Have you seen the crime scene photos? I've seen them.
Good gross.
They were pretty
Brutal.
crazy, yeah. I don't think I don't think they showed the bodies, but they showed like the blood stains. It was pretty crazy.
Ronald had a volatile relationship with his father, but the motive for the killings remains unclear. He asked police what he had to do in order to collect on his father's life insurance, which prompted the prosecution to suggest at the trial that his motive was to collect on the life insurance policies of his parents.
So then it was about the money,
Yes. And it made it so obvious, I guess.
right?
Yeah.
Why would your first question to the officers be like, how can he collect?
Is it time for me to cut my life insurance?
I mean, how could he? He's already arrested.
Alright. Well, there might have been before.
Oh,
Maybe during the investigation.
maybe. So the motive was more for the insurance policy then.
That's what it sounds like.
Not so much because him and his dad had a bad relationship.
Yeah. Maybe it was to the father, but
A little bit of both.
maybe a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Kind of
Okay,
like the
both.
the Menendez brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Did they do it more because of for the money, or was it more because the dad was actually really bad?
I don't know. I think that's still that was real bad.
Right?
It just
Yeah.
the money part hurt them though.
Okay, so
'Cause
it's
they
people.
the way they would spend it afterwards when they moved.
Yeah, man.
They were all going crazy.
Yeah.
They're spending a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
After his conviction, Ronald gave several varying accounts of how the killings were carried out. In a 1986 interview for Newsday, Ronald claimed his sister Dawn killed their father, and then their distraught mother killed all of his siblings, apparently with a rifle before he killed his mother.
What? How does that make sense? Like, why would the mom go all crazy and kill all the other siblings?
And then leave him alive.
I know,
He keeps changing the story.
And then leave the gun around so he can get the gun through her.
right?
It doesn't add up.
Yeah.
Keeps changing them stories, man.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how the
Super.
girl's been feeling interviewing him?
Alright. So what story is it?
What story is it, dude? Which one is it going to be today?
And then he was just standing there while everyone was getting shot.
He,
I'm trying to stop him.
he stated that he took the blame because he was afraid to say anything negative about his mother to her father, Michael Brigatti Sr., and his father's uncle, out of fear that they would kill him. His father's uncle was Peter DeFeo, a capo regime in the Genovese crime family.
They were part of the mob? Or she was?
Her family was, I guess. But the Michael Brigatti Sr., that's just isn't that his grandpa?
Well, yeah.
Why
You
they
would say
would-
his grandfather. I don't
Yeah,
know, right?
that's
It's
how
weird.
The way he said.
Okay, but that's probably how he knew the other.
Finelli dude,
Yeah.
his uncle.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
In this interview, Ronald also asserted he was married at the time of the murders to a woman named Geraldine Gates, with whom he was living in New Jersey, and that his mother phoned to ask him to return to Amityville to break up a fight between Dawn and her father. Subsequently, he drove to Amityville with Geraldine's brother, Richard Romando, who was with him at the time of the murders and could verify his story completely.
What? Okay, so he's blaming his sister now. That's another story.
Yeah, so that's the second story. First one was the voices in his head.
This is like third story now.
Third,
What?
Yeah, remember he is
the mom did it.
the mom.
Oh, yeah, now it's his sister.
Yeah. Like, this guy think this was gonna work in the courts.
But I want to know if they talked to that girl that he was supposedly married to and her brother.
Oh, the Geraldine Gates.
Yeah. Obviously not, right? Well, obviously he must have,
They probably did
right?
In 1990, Ronald filed a 440 motion, a proceeding to have his conviction vacated. In support of his motion, Ronald asserted that Dawn and an unknown assailant, who fled the house before he could get a good look at him, killed their parents, and Dawn subsequently killed their siblings. He said the only person he killed was Dawn, and that it was by accident as they struggled over the rifles.
So that's another story.
Another story
Mhm.
change.
Yeah.
This is becoming comical now,
That one makes even less sense.
right?
It's so stupid, man. Again, he asserted he was married to Geraldine and that her brother was with him at the time of the murders. An affidavit from Richard Marmondeau was submitted to the court, and it was asserted he could not be located to testify in person. Evidence was submitted to the court by the Suffolk County District Attorney's Office, suggesting that Richard Marmondeau did not exist, and that Geraldine Gates was living in upstate New York, married to someone else at the time of the murder.
This
So they were
guy.
married.
I wonder if he just went through her phone book and picked a name.
I guess they weren't married, and she didn't have a brother-in-law.
Yeah.
I didn't
No.
have a brother-in-law,
So he even made up that story.
and that guy was fake.
Yeah.
Seems like they're all fakers.
That guy's living in a land of lunacy.
Lunacy. I find the testimony of the defendant overall to be false and fabricated. His testimony that during the fall of 1974 he was married and lived with his wife and child at Long Branch, New Jersey, is incredible and not worthy of belief.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe anything this guy says.
Not yet.
At this point, I don't believe anything.
On November 30th, 2000, DeFeo met with Rick Ozuna, the author of Night the DeFeos Died, which was published in 2002. According to Ozuna, they spoke for about 6 hours. However, in a letter to the radio show host, Lou Gentile, Ronald denied giving Rick Ozuna information that could be used in his book, claiming that he immediately left the interview and did not speak to Ozuna about anything substantive.
I'm confused with that. DeFeo saying that he never told that guy.
He never told the guy anything, according to him.
Anything.
But this guy went around and made a whole book.
He probably made he told.
He,
He told.
I don't believe anything he says.
Yeah, nothing.
Told him.
He's a known liar.
Exactly. Piece of shit.
They should have added pathological liar.
They should have.
According to Ozuna, DeFeo claimed that he had committed the murders with his sister Dawn and 2 friends, Augie DeGennaro and Bobby Kilsky, out of desperation because his parents had plotted to kill him. Allegedly, Ronald claimed that after a furious argument with his father, he and his sister planned to kill their parents and that Dawn murdered the children in order to eliminate them as witnesses. He said that he was enraged on discovering his sister's actions, knocked her unconscious onto her bed, and shot her in the head. Police found traces of unburned gunpowder on Dawn's nightgown, which DeFeo proponents allege proves she discharged the firearm.
Okay, so that's another story
But so they found gunpowder,
on her dress.
so it made it seem like she did fire.
It kind of shows that she maybe fired that gun.
So maybe there was maybe a little bit of truth to it.
That's what
Maybe
they're saying, but I don't know. So you have gunpowder when she got shot?
unless there was another gun in the house and she tried to use it on him and missed.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe, but I don't know. That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Because it says unburned, because if it was when she was shot, then wouldn't it be burned?
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And they did say that she and the mom was awake.
Right.
Maybe he killed the younger kids first, and they were hearing it. The mom. Why would the dad not wake up though?
I don't know, but I think the dad. I think he shot the parents first.
I would think he was shot the parents first.
Right.
I would say so.
Then maybe she heard it, went to go find another gun, and was loading it.
Oh,
And maybe she fired at him, missed, and that's when he struggled with her and shot her.
yeah, possibly. But
This
then,
guy.
so that was like another story.
Yeah.
That's another story.
Your 2 other friends.
Yeah,
The 2 other friends are probably thinking this guy throwing our name in there.
I know.
However, at the trial, the ballistics expert Alfred de la Pena testified that unburned gunpowder is discharged through the muzzle of a weapon, indicating that she was in the proximity to the muzzle of the weapon when it was discharged, and not that she fired the weapon.
Oh.
Okay, so she was just close to the gun.
Yes.
Oh.
He reiterated this on an A&E Amityville documentary that was extensively discussed in Will Savi's Mentally Ill in Amityville.
Hey, but I didn't look for that documentary though.
Right?
I didn't even know they made one.
Saviv had an expert evaluate De La Pena's assessment, and the expert confirmed that he was correct. Moreover, the medical examiner found nothing to indicate that Dawn had been in a struggle. The bullet wound was the only fresh mark on her body. Skeptic Joe Nickel notes that given the frequency with which DeFeo has changed his story over the years, any new claims from him regarding the events that took place on the night of the murders should be approached with caution.
Exactly.
Probably a liar.
I don't believe anything this guy says.
Nothing.
I
He's
know.
changed the story too many times.
How many times is that?
I mean,
4,
I can
5,
understand.
6?
Like 6 or 7?
Yeah. I can understand changing the story, but it kind of stays the same.
Yeah.
Maybe just like little pieces here and there,
Mhm.
like got
But
changed
he's
around.
completely changing everything.
But it went from his mom doing it, the
His
voices in his
sister.
head, his sister,
Him and his friends, or
and his sister.
his sister and his friends. Right?
Yeah.
And I say then he never saw.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Most of the claims made in Rick Osuna's book are sourced to DeFeo's ex-wife, Geraldine Gates. While in the 1986 interview with Newsday, she asserted she married DeFeo in 1974. In Osuna's book, she alleges they married in 1970. Their 1993 divorce cases, they met in 1985, married in 1989, and divorced in 1993.
So he did get married to her.
He did, but they lied about the whole timeline when.
And the brother-in-law.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Now we're going to talk about his death.
Ronald DeFeo Jr. died at age 69 on March 12, 2021, at the Albany Medical Center. The official cause of death has not been released to the public.
I wonder why they won't release that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Probably COVID.
Maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, but they would want to release that because that would have brought the COVID numbers up.
That's true.
Maybe he was shanked. Maybe Fellini was in there and got a hold of him. You try to drag me into your mess.
You son of a bitch.
You son of a bitch. Right? Because usually don't they announce when famous killers are sick with something, like so and so has cancer or he died of cancer, or
Yeah.
maybe I don't know, old age? No,
69.
69.
Oh, yeah, you know this.
Right? Of some sort. Okay, now we're going to talk about the pop culture side of this whole case.
Jay Anson's book, The Amityville Horror, was published on September 13th, 1977. The book is based on the 28-day period during December 1975 and January 1976, when George and Kathy Lutz and their 3 children became the first family to live at 1112 Ocean Avenue since the murders. The Lutz family left the house claiming they had been terrorized by paranormal phenomena while living there.
There's the ghost.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
You don't believe it was really haunted?
Well, see, that's the thing. Because I had thought for a good while that maybe it was.
Mhm.
Because supposedly there is I don't know if it was when Ed and Lorraine went to go investigate it.
Yeah.
And there's a picture of a little boy peeking out of one of the hallways there coming down the stairs.
Uh-huh.
And they were claiming it was one of the sons, right? But then if you see another picture, because there was like 2 of them,
Mm-hmm.
you don't really see it. You don't see it at all.
No.
Like there was one where you could see it like clear as day.
Yeah.
And then the other picture, you just see a black hallway. There's nothing there.
So it might have been just like a fake.
Yeah, fake. And because the owners who lived there after all that
Yeah.
never had a problem with any kind of ghost smells or the husband going crazy or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, what?
Yeah, and they would get upset because people will go and take pictures of the house and they can't like enjoy themselves outside because people will come and ask questions about it and
Yeah.
want to go inside or
Yeah, I would be mad too.
yeah.
That would get annoying.
Yeah, can you imagine?
Mm-hmm.
You just want to sit outside and chill and here comes people taking pictures and asking questions about it.
Yep. No, my lawn.
Get off my lawn. I think they had said that they were gonna file a complaint if people keep doing that. I think it has new owners now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they themselves haven't
Experience.
experienced anything.
Oh.
That's weird.
Yeah.
So the Lutz were kind of like for the money.
Well, see, that's where there's a lot of theories on that too, because they were saying that when the author and George and what's her name, the wife and Kathy
Yeah.
went to go talk to him when all that happened, that they kept adding more stuff that wasn't really happening just to sell a good book. That's what the whole conspiracy thing was. But see, the son of, because that was in the Roll Dad, right? So one of her sons has a documentary, I think, on Tubi called My Amityville.
Mm-hmm.
So, but he's saying that everything that happened was true, and that he was saying that his stepdad was into the occult and stuff. Like he was trying to say like it happened, but because he brought in all of that devil worshipping,
From the cult.
Oh.
yeah, type kind of thing. Because he had like
Yeah.
books on,
Let's stay.
yeah,
What's his name? George?
George. That he was not that he was like in any kind of like coven or anything, not that he was witchcraft or anything, right?
Yeah.
But like he was rolling into the occult and stuff like that. So he was always reading books about
So he's giving him.
the devil and all that. So he was like trying to say like, no matter what, it did happen to our family, but it was because, and he said that he was even prior to all that he was a real mean asshole to them. Like he wasn't real lovely like the way they
Okay.
played him on the movie, like
Yeah.
that he was real mean.
That might explain why only them, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like maybe because he was, and they say if you like, I don't know if you try to do any kind of like witchcraft or anything.
Yeah.
But they always say if you're going to dabble in it, you need to be extra careful, especially if you're doing the dark side of it,
Yep.
because there's always some kind of consequences with it.
Yeah.
Like you have to
know your stuff.
Yeah, even if it's a light witch type kind of, you still got to be careful because you got to,
Just don't do it all.
well, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
See, that's the thing. Like, it's the pro and con. Like, if you want to do it, but you still got to be careful because,
Yeah.
The book's 1979 film adaptation became the highest-grossing independent film of all time and held that record until 1990. It was followed by several sequels as well as many other films which share no connection other than the reference to Amityville.
So they made the sequels. They
You know-
even had anything to do with it?
Yeah, no, and let me tell you, there's one that I like to watch with Patty Duke in it, and I think that's one's part 3, The Curse of Amityville or something like that.
Mhm.
And she's not even in the house or anything. It just so happened that her aunt was at an estate sale that was going on at the house,
Oh.
and the lap that she got
Okay.
from there, is she pricked her finger on it, right? And so of course that whole you prick your finger is something supernatural, like, she didn't become possessed, but she got sick. And then they had the lamp there at the house, and like weird things was like going on and all that.
That's funny.
Yeah,
That's weird.
they're very weird. And then like one of the newer ones with that Bella Swan girl, she was a Disney star.
Mm-hmm.
And on this one, I think they moved into the house for some reason, but her brother was in an accident of some sort. So he was like in one of those comas, but he was able to be there at the house. Like that one was weird though.
Yeah.
But I think that one, they were in the house.
Yeah. I've only seen the original one and the remake
The remake one?
with, what's his name?
Ryan Reynolds?
Deadpool.
Yeah, Deadpool.
Wade Wilson.
Wade Wilson.
Wade Wilson.
The 1982 film Amityville 2, The Position, is based on the book Murder in Amityville by parapsychologist Hans Holzer. It is set at 1112 Ocean Avenue featuring the fictional Montelli family, who are based on the DeFeo family. The story introduces speculative and controversial themes, including an incestuous relationship between Sonny Montelli and his teenage sister Patricia, based loosely on the rumor of incestuous relationship between Ronald and his sister Dawn.
No.
See, I didn't know that. When they made part 2, I thought it was just, but that Hans Holzer dude, he writes a lot in the paranormal.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he has a lot of books. Nowadays, it's hard to find one that you can buy just like firsthand. Like you have to go through like all these like third parties and all that to get it, and they're real expensive. But he would go around and do case studies of paranormal.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know he did that. I didn't know he wrote a book about that.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, because I watched part 2,
Mm-hmm.
and it's very uncomfortable because the way he looked at the sister and the way she would flirt and the way she would just like, I'm like,
It's like weird.
and that's why I had thought that, maybe she was adopted in some way.
Yeah, but no.
Nope. I was like,
Actually, this guy, I don't know.
I don't know. It was weird. It was a very weird movie.
Yeah.
Now, you know who plays the dad?
Who?
Polly from Rocky.
Yeah, man.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's the dad. So that one's supposed to show more or less what supposedly went down
Which one? That's
on part 2. Is that what they're saying on this?
Kind of.
Loosely based on it a little bit?
Just with a different family name.
Yeah.
And no one knows that incest stuff was really
Going on or not,
going.
right?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
The 2018 film The Amityville Murders is another dramatization of the DeFeo murders and the circumstances surrounding them. Unlike Amityville 2, The Position, the 2018 film retains the names of the real-life participants. Diane Franklin and Burt Young, who starred in Amityville 2, appear in different roles in the Amityville murders. The film versions of the DeFeo murders contain several inaccuracies.
So that was not like close to the real thing.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Which one?
The one with Ronald Reynolds.
Oh.
Another one we're talking about.
No, they're talking about
No.
another
Yeah,
film.
another one.
Yeah, this is a
this
different
one's
one.
called the Amityville Murders.
Oh, how many are there?
There's a lot. On Tubi?
Well, yeah, stop.
On Tubi.
I think you're just trying to make money off the name.
Yeah.
Let me get on my Tubi, and I'll let you know.
Okay,
Because Tubi has a good majority of them.
yeah.
Yeah.
So this was like the least accurate one.
I think so.
They're trying to say like this one, it goes off the rails a bit, I
And
guess.
these two of those actors made cameos in this one.
Yeah.
Mhm.
See, on Tubi, there's Amityville 2, The Possession, There's Amityville: The Awakening, Famously Haunted Amityville. That's a documentary. Amityville, It's About Time.
So there's a bunch of them.
It's a clock. That's the one I was telling you about with Patty Duke. It was a clock. But yeah, there was a lot.
The 2005 remake of the Amityville Horror contains a fictional child character called Jody DeFeo. The claim that Ronald DeFeo was influenced to commit the murders by spirits from the Linktree burial ground on the site of 1112 Ocean Avenue has been rejected by local historians and Native American leaders, who argue that there is insufficient evidence to support the claim the burial ground ever existed.
So there was no burial ground.
No.
I guess not.
So he just murdered them just to murder them.
Basically.
He was
I would
savage
think if he
you.
had a reason, he would stuck by it and not give 20,000 versions of as to
Right.
why he did it, you know?
Yeah.
And it's a very interesting case.
So
But so I guess maybe it's hard to do a movie about what went on that night if he was giving too many
stories.
stories on that night. I guarantee you that he was just high on his drugs and he did it.
More than likely.
Because, right? Doesn't LSD make you have hallucinations and stuff like that?
I think so.
Right?
I've never done it though.
I never did either.
Never been on drugs.
I've never done it. Say no to drugs.
No.
Nope. Too dope. So you don't believe any of the stories?
No.
I think he was probably seeing things. I feel that maybe after reading all of this, he was probably high on his heroin and LSD, or maybe just the LSD. And like I said, maybe it caused him to see hallucinations and hearing things and
So
just went crazy and did it. And now that he's out of, he's arrested, so he has no access to.
he's dead now.
Well, I mean, he's dead now, but I'm
Well,
saying
yeah.
like after it happened,
Yeah.
he was probably already, it was probably out of his system. So, because like I said, if you're going to have a motive, you're going to stick to it. Not switch it up like constantly like the way he was doing.
That was being ridiculous.
That was getting too much right there.
Mm-hmm.
I believe
Right?
that if he was hearing voices, it was because of the drugs.
Yeah.
And
Ghosts
no,
or demons or.
I think that it was partially the drugs and partially money.
Yeah,
I
because
can see it.
yeah, I feel like if the house was that haunted, then it would have had a hard time selling. Period.
Yeah.
All the owners would be staying within those 28 days, like George and Kathy did.
Mm-hmm.
It would have had a hard time selling, and now the house is worth 1.46
Oh yeah,
million.
it's a lot.
So it's
Yeah.
not.
It's
I don't think it's.
I think it would, yeah, because I think it was haunted. I think it would. Well, I don't know. I think it's like what Ben had said about George and Kathy. Like with them, it happened with them, but there was factors into it.
No, when he was doing the satanic stuff.
Yeah, and the occult and all that. Like he was. I think he had said he had like a lot of books, and it was in like different kinds. Like I think he said it was like all dark. So you're reading stuff like that, and I think he even said that he would try to do magic or something like that.
Really?
Yeah, I think. I'm not sure. I watched some of that documentary.
Yeah.
Black magic.
Yeah, something like that, like black magic.
I think they opened the door to their own hunting.
Yeah, I really think.
No. Would it go away or would it stay around the hauntings?
Well, nobody else is complaining about it.
Yeah, no one else is complaining about it, so
Unless they had like blessed or something.
they probably did.
Oh, that's true.
Right?
Maybe.
They probably had it blessed, or they had someone go in and they would have to get someone that really knows their stuff
Yeah.
to go and bless it and close up whatever it is that they had opened up.
Mm-hmm.
That and the movie, the old school one, I think the little girl I mentioned about she had a friend named Jody. Yeah, because I think on the original one, when I think her window was open,
Yeah.
and she had said, "Oh, Jody told me to close it or leave it open," and then when the mom closed it,
Yeah.
she saw red eyes, and it looked like some kind of like pig creature, right?
Yeah. We're done with this case now.
It was a good case.
Mm-hmm.
This one was a good one.
Hope you all enjoyed this episode of the 4 True Crime Idiots podcast. Please rate us on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify, or wherever you listen to our podcast. And please follow us, the 4 True Crime Idiots podcast, on all of our social media platforms. All of the links will be in the show notes. Until the next episode,
Stay safe.
Beware of your surroundings.
Stay vigilant. Bye.
Bye.
bye.